April 2025, a month of reckoning, scheduled executions in the United States. The clock ticks, not just marking time, but counting down to irreversible acts. April 2025 saw a series of scheduled executions across the United States, each a stark reminder of the ongoing, deeply divisive debate surrounding capital punishment. These cases, spanning multiple states, present unique circumstances and legal challenges, forcing us to confront the very essence of justice, retribution, and the sanctity of life. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. April 2025 was a grim month for opponents of the death penalty. A series of executions were scheduled across several U.S. states, reigniting the fierce debate surrounding capital punishment. Each case brought its own set of complexities, raising questions about fairness, human rights, and the role of the state in taking a life. These executions served as a stark reminder that the death penalty remains a reality in many parts of the United States. The legal and ethical arguments surrounding these cases are complex and multifaceted. They demand careful scrutiny and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about our justice system. The scheduled executions highlighted the deep divisions within American society regarding capital punishment. While some view it as a just punishment for heinous crimes, others see it as a cruel and unusual practice that violates fundamental human rights. This ongoing debate is crucial to shaping the future of justice in the United States. Michael Tanzi was scheduled to be executed in Florida on April 8, 2025. He was convicted of the brutal 2000 murder of Jane Acosta, a crime that shocked the community. However, Tanzi's case presented a unique and disturbing legal challenge. Tanzi's legal team argued for leniency based on his morbid obesity. They claimed that his physical condition would make lethal injection a form of cruel and unusual punishment, violating the Eighth Amendment. This argument centered on the potential difficulties in finding suitable veins for administering the lethal drugs. The defense argued that Tanzi's extreme weight would complicate the execution process, potentially leading to a prolonged and agonizing death. This raised serious questions about the state's ability to carry out the execution in a humane and constitutional manner. The case forced a critical examination of the practical and ethical implications of executing individuals with significant health challenges. South Carolina scheduled the execution of Michal Mahdi for April 11, 2025. Mahdi was convicted of killing a police officer in 2004, a crime that ignited public outrage. His case took a particularly unsettling turn when he chose execution by firing squad. South Carolina had recently reinstated the firing squad as an execution method due to difficulties in obtaining lethal injection drugs. Mahdi was given a choice between the firing squad, lethal injection, or the electric chair. His decision to opt for the firing squad speaks volumes about his perception of the available options. Mahdi's execution would be the first in South Carolina, since Brad Sigmund was executed on March 7th. His lawyer issued a statement condemning the available choices as barbaric and inhumane. This statement underscores the growing concerns about the methods of execution used in the United States and their potential to inflict unnecessary suffering. Texas scheduled the execution of Moises Sandoval Mendoza for April 23, 2025. Mendoza was convicted in 2004 for the horrific murder of Rochelle O'Neal Tollison, a crime that remains etched in the memories of those who followed the case. The details of the crime are particularly disturbing. Mendoza kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and stabbed Tollison before burning her body. The brutality of the crime is almost incomprehensible. Adding to the horror, Tollison's 5-month-old daughter was found alone after her disappearance, a silent witness to the unspeakable tragedy. DNA evidence and witness testimony linked Mendoza definitively to the crime. The prosecution presented a compelling case that left little doubt about his guilt. This case highlights the complexities of capital punishment, forcing us to grapple with the question of whether any crime, no matter how heinous, justifies the taking of a human life. James Osgood was scheduled to be executed in Alabama on April 24, 2025. Unlike the other cases, Osgood dropped his appeals and actively requested to be put to death. He was convicted of the 2010 rape and murder of Tracy Lynn Brown, a crime that devastated her family and community. Prosecutors stated that Osgood cut Brown's throat after he and his girlfriend sexually assaulted her. The details of the crime are gruesome and disturbing. Osgood's decision to forego appeals and seek execution raises profound questions about the motivations behind such a choice. Osgood stated that he desired to complete his sentence and no longer felt as if he was even existing. He also expressed a belief in an eye for an eye. This case highlights the complex psychological factors that can influence an individual's decision to accept or even seek their own execution. It also forces us to confront the deeply ingrained human desire for retribution. The scheduled executions in April 2025, spanning different states and involving varying legal arguments and personal choices, underscore the complex and controversial nature of capital punishment. These cases highlight critical issues, from the physical condition of inmates to the methods of execution employed, the severity of the crimes committed, and the individual perspectives of those facing their own mortality. These cases force us to confront uncomfortable truths about our justice system and the role of the state in taking a life. They demand a critical examination of the ethical and moral implications of capital punishment. The debate surrounding these executions is not just about legal technicalities. It's about our values as a society. The issues of physical condition, methods of execution, severity of crimes, and individual perspectives all contribute to the multifaceted debate surrounding capital punishment. These cases serve as a stark reminder that the death penalty is not a simple issue with easy answers. It requires careful consideration, empathy, and a willingness to engage in difficult conversations. The events of April 2025 serve as a call to action. We must demand greater transparency and accountability in our justice system. We must advocate for reforms that ensure fairness and protect the rights of all individuals, regardless of their crimes. The fight for justice is a continuous process, and it requires the active participation of every member of society. Take action. Now, research organizations dedicated to death penalty abolition and support their work. Contact your elected officials and demand an end to capital punishment in your state. Educate yourself and others about the injustices of the death penalty and share this video to spark further conversation. Only through collective action can we hope to create a more just and humane society.